my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop me, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
That was a bit too much for me tonight. I should have just played, anyway. Alright, here we go. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Watch party. And now I'm about to go and do my review. So, Train to Busan. What did I think about it? It was epic. The movie came out in 2016. Synopsis reads, as a zombie outbreak sweeps the country, a dad and his daughter take harrowing train journey and attempts to reach the only city still left, supposedly. And that's the movie in a nutshell, but there's so more different refining things in this movie that really resonated with me emotionally that I didn't expect. In the very beginning, they did a really good job of establishing who the father really was. Like, you know, what his inadequacies are, his relationship with even his mom, his relationship with his ex, relationship with his daughter, like all that groundwork is set up, which allows the funnel for everything else to work even better. Because when you got the daughter, you find fundamentally she has a way bigger heart than he does. She cares about people. She really, really just wants to get to her mom, but you can tell there's a connection there with her dad. Then you have like the trickle down effect with like the husband and the pregnant woman. And like their first interactions with him, and they kind of like looking at him like, man, he's such a sideways character, and like, you know, they nearly about got in a fight, but by the end of it, all these different characters, they have these refining arcs that really do resonate, you know, from a human standpoint. There's like a couple, like, well, they're not even necessarily a couple, I would say, but there's a baseball player and like a girl that's there, and you know, off the gate, you know, they got something going on, but they kind of like hush about it, or the guy's kind of like off-putting about it. But by the end of it, it turns out to be a very touching and emotional, resonant story. The thing about this movie, and I know I'm touching on all the different human elements, but those are what make this and define this to be a out-of-the-box feeling of a zombie film that you're normally used to, without spoiling too much. Like, this is by the end of it, like, you're hit hard. There was two different moments that I really did. Second act moment on the train, and then like two specific moments towards the third act, the end of the third act, that I was crying, bro. Like, you check out the watch party, you'll know what I mean. But I was gone, bro. And I think that if the movie is able to do that to me, in a zombie movie at that, it's done its job. It's done its job. Because normally, you know, you might have one moment you're like, dang, I can't believe that person died, or dang, I can't believe that happened. But this one, like, every single death or every single situation or consequence that happens, I was legit flustered and upset about, like, for real. And it was kind of like, it wasn't that, you know, this movie is about a good close to 2 hours long, but it never feels like it's too short. It really doesn't. Like, matter of fact, I was kind of like, yo, we still going in? And I think a part of that is how things just go off the break. Now, talking about the actual visuals, the cinematography, the costume work, the zombies themselves, perfect. Because, like, the cinematography is grasped really well given the circumstances they're around, like being on a confined train. But even when they're outside the train, like, it's just insane. Their uses of CG also is also very good, because it isn't oversaturated with CG, but when they use the CG, it's refined really well when the zombies go into horde mode. These zombies are like 28 days later type of zombies. Like, they see you, they hear you, they are running for you. And like, running as in like unnaturally running, not like just a human running, but like a dead sprint. And it's like terrifying. And like, people get it like real quick. And like, if I went back and looked at the movie again, like from where it started to where it got me, I was like, bruh, like, give these people a break. Like, this is the first time I watched a zombie movie that I was kind of like, can you give some of these people a break, for real, for real? Like, the end, for real, like, I was kind of like, yo, that's rough. Like, there's a moment in the second and third act, I was like, yo, I don't know how this movie is going to end. And I think I love that. I love that I never knew where things were going to really go. This is definitely a rated R film. There's not any nudity. There's not like a lot of explicit, you know, cursing or anything like that. But everything else goes. Like, this is violent. This is, I mean, it's not, well, I take that back. It's not like hyper bloody. I think that one thing that they do very well with this is that they use violence and practical combat and I mean, I guess like defense, so to speak, or survival, without it going over the top. Like, it's not like somebody's decapitating somebody's head and blood spewing out. Like, it's not like blood spewing out for just no good reason. It's not like a gore fest. But the way that the performers, the actors, are, you know, reanimating into like zombies, bruh. Perfect. Like, for real, like, I don't think I've seen reanimated zombies look like that. Like, they had to, like, sign on some people that were able to be contortionists. Like, they were able to be, like, double jointed, because I was like, yo, this is impressive. Like, for real, like, on multiple different occasions. As far as the soundtrack, score was pretty good. It hit notes when it was supposed to. There was moments where I felt like levels of dread and fear. But more than anything, man, I felt sorrow and sadness, and sometimes I have joy. Like, sometimes it was like some funny, legit, organic humor, like natural humor in the midst of a terrible circumstance. But by the end of it, man, like, I was like, I don't know, man. I felt it. I felt it all. I really felt it all. I don't think I felt like that since I played The Last of Us 2, honestly. But all I'm gonna say is, if this came out in 2016, hopefully they've been shooting on the sequel since 2017 at the very least, for 2018. Because if they had, like, this is gonna be a very interesting story to go move forward. Because honestly, the way that this ends, this really doesn't need a sequel. It really doesn't at all. I am curious to see where the world goes, but ultimately, they really don't need anything more after this. Like, it don't. If I had to give it a rating, man, 9.5, 10 out of 10. Like, this is one of the best zombie movies I think I've ever seen. Like, for real. Because, again, I'm judging this off of other zombie movies that I've seen before. And I mean, 28 Days Later, it would be a really good compliment, love story with tagging along this. Like, but this had some emotionally resonant moments that really broke my heart, like, legitimately. And I think that anytime you can be able to fuse, like, emotional depth as well as, like, great zombie iconography mixed with levels of action that are not gratuitous for no good reason, you hit it. You hit your niche. And so, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Talk to you guys later on. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button, keep it locked. JVS Wing will stop. Peace, guys.